What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I get my 10,000 steps in. I'm at the park today, going around the track just to change stuff up a little bit. And gotta remind you, we doing a 5,000 subscriber run. 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I've gotten a lot of new subs, and yeah, thank y'all for joining in, man. I really do appreciate y'all support, and I hope y'all will stick around. Got that out of the way. Let's jump into this. The reason why I'm just like, is because it's the topic, man. It's the WNBA, and yeah, I know a lot of y'all don't care, and I understand. For the most part, I don't either. But I want to talk about the WNBA this time because I learned that they are on track to losing $40 million this season. So let's dive into that a bit. The WNBA, in my opinion, is one of the worst ran pro leagues ever. It's been around, 28 years? I think this is the 28th season. And they've lost $10 million. According to different reports, they've lost $10 million every year since, it's become a thing. This is a hole that is supplemented by the NBA. So we have a league that's been around for over a quarter of a century that has never turned a profit, that the NBA has subsidized just for the sake of being able to say they have a women's league. I've never seen another league be kept around for this long and was never profitable. But here we are. So not only have they not turned a profit before, they would always be a $10 million hole. They've now found a way to make it a $40 million hole, in spite of the fact that they had Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I mean, they had some very notable players come into the league this time around. And they had an opportunity to, for once in history, make this league profitable. And they did the opposite. They made it even less profitable than it's been before. So how you do that, I do not know. But they managed to do that. Just thinking about this is just, it's a lot, man. It's pretty goofy. I don't know. The WNBA, they just had the finals happen. And even that wasn't without controversy. The whole playoff thing, they had an enormous drop-off in viewership after Caitlin Clark was eliminated. So, I mean, Caitlin Clark definitely, she has been the cash cow. Viewership was up. Attendance was up as a result of her coming in. And then it tanked after she was eliminated. So it's very clear that the interest was around her. Angel Reese, even though I really like Angel Reese a lot, she just was not a draw for the league like that. People may want to ignore that, but numbers don't lie. So if we take feelings and emotions out of it, you could be like, oh, you got a favorite player that you like more. But unfortunately, your favorite player, it just was not generating the draw that you may want to believe. It was all about Caitlin Clark. So we go to the finals, which I'm curious what the numbers are for the WNBA finals, if they drew larger viewership than the last game that Caitlin Clark played in. I'm thinking probably not, but I'd like to be proven wrong. I'd like for those numbers to come out and they show otherwise. But that finals game, I seen video from it, and because I didn't really watch it. I looked at clips that were kind of shared, and this is the WNBA finals. So this is supposed to be the best of the best, the cream that is rose to the top. And I'm seeing air balls being shot, Now air balls happen, but the frequency, what's that? Some dog? I'm seeing air balls being shot, and I'm seeing other things like, passes being fumbled, which again, it does happen, but frequency matters. So, I don't know. The quality of play, you can understand why it's not as popular as the male league. I'm not saying that they're bad at it. I'm not going to disrespect them by saying that, but the quality of play is definitely lower than the male league. And anybody that's trying to talk about, they're just as good as the guys, the product is just good. It's not, man. It really isn't. Even the play calling is worse. So you have a controversial ending. You have a foul call on, what's her name, Breonna Stewart. It wasn't against her. It was for her. She was going for a shot. The other lady jumps to contest it. She doesn't make any contact. The contact that's made was initiated by Stewie, which is her nickname. So there's a foul call. Now the Liberty, they're down by 2 points. She goes to the line. She makes both shots. It goes into overtime. The morale of the Lynx is destroyed because they see in real time they're kind of being cheated out of their win. And they could have still won in overtime, but things is different when it feels like you being cheated. Morale just drops. So a very controversial call. I think the part that really gets me the most is that all these refs, because they, you can call to review it. So they call to review it. You have all these refs that look over it. They take their time looking over it too. This isn't a quick process. They take their time looking over it over and over and over and over and over. And you've got a team of refs. And they somehow, some way, still came to the conclusion that it was indeed a foul, and they let the call stand. It was crazy. So when you got stuff like this happening, when you have a sport that's already less popular than the male league, and you're in the finals, okay, where you got to get stuff right. They called for a review of the foul. Y'all take y'all time reviewing it. It's a bunch of you who are reviewing it. And in spite of the fact that it was very clear, and mind you, Stewie traveled like a mofo before the foul happened to her. She traveled like a mofo. They had to see that in the review. They didn't call her for traveling, which was something that she actually did, but they called against the Lynx a foul that didn't happen. And they wonder why people just aren't interested in the product. You have a folly like this, and was supposed to be, like the finals. When you got these sorts of things happening, it kind of wrecks the integrity of the game. It wrecks people's confidence in it. And when people's confidence in the product is, shaken, they're going to be less interested in watching it. It's just the way that it is. So the Liberty end up winning their first WNBA championship in history. And you got to wonder, was this intentional just to kind of give them their first title ever, just to be able to have that headline, to be able to sell that story? Because you even got pro athletes. Like, I know LeBron James was one. For the men. Candace Parker's another for the women. So you have two pro athletes in basketball, one male, one female, that both were like, that was not a foul. So two people who actually play the sport Well, Candace Parker is retired now. She just recently retired. But, you know, you have two people who played the sport. They know basketball very well. They're both like, that was not a foul. So how is it that they could figure that out, but a team of refs will go review it and somehow not? This is just yet another bump in the road that's already bumpy when it comes to the WNBA, and why people just choose not to watch it, not support it in any way, shape, or form. Because stuff like this just makes it look like even more of a joke. As if all the air balls didn't make it look like a joke already. If all of the, bad passes didn't make it look like a joke. You got the calling now that also makes it look like a joke. The calling in was supposed to be a high-profile game. This was game 5, so this decides everything. And you have calls like that being made, and then they stand on it. Had they reversed that, the Lynx probably would have won, and I wouldn't be making this video about it. I wouldn't have cared. But it's because it was such a goofy call, and then they doubled down on it. I don't know how much longer they can keep the WNBA around, because if it's going to continue to lose 40 million, because it's been losing 10 million, I don't know how they've managed to justify keeping it around other than, we've got a female league. But they can't keep losing 40 million. If they keep doing that, there might have to be some adjustments made. Like it just might go away if they're losing that type of money. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. I appreciate y'all connecting with me, man. Thumbs up, leave me them comments. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.